The night was cold in Johannesburg, the kind of cold that seeps into your bones and reminds you of every empty night you've ever spent alone. Under a flickering streetlight, a boy no older than 15 sat on a wooden crate, clutching an old guitar with a crack across its body. His name was Arvin Cruz, a poor Filipino boy who had come to South Africa with his mother, hoping for a better life after his father's passing. He played on the streets every evening, his voice echoing through the city that never quite noticed him. His dream was simple: to sing, to make enough to buy medicine for his sick mother, and maybe one day, to stand on a real stage. But life, so far, had given him nothing but hunger and heartbreak. One night, as Arvin strummed the opening chords of Hotel California, a soft drizzle began to fall. He could have packed up and left, but he didn't. Music was the only thing that made him forget the pain. His voice rose, sweet and haunting, and even the rain seemed to hush and listen. That's when she appeared, Dua, a young South African girl with hazel eyes and a camera slung over her neck. She was walking home from her college photography class when she heard the song. Something about the boy's voice stopped her in her tracks. It wasn't perfect, it was real. It carried sorrow, hope, and the kind of love that only comes from someone who's lost too much. She stood there, drenched, watching him. When the song ended, she clapped softly, and the boy looked up, startled. "That was beautiful," she said, smiling. Arvin blushed. "Thank you, ma'am. I'm just trying to earn something for my mother." Dua's heart melted. She handed him a warm coffee from her bag and sat beside him on the wet sidewalk. "You have a gift," she said. "You shouldn't be singing on the streets." He looked away. "Dreams cost money," he whispered. "And I don't even have shoes." That night, Dua couldn't sleep. The boy's voice kept echoing in her head. "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave." She decided to do something. The next morning, she uploaded the video she had recorded of him singing on social media, writing, "Greater than, sometimes angels sing in the rain. Meet Arvin, a Filipino street singer in Johannesburg who made me believe in miracles again." Within hours, the video went viral. Millions watched, cried, and shared his story. Comments flooded in from around the world, people calling him the voice of hope. Then came the unexpected, a message from the producers of South Africa's Got Talent. They wanted Arvin to audition. When Dua told him, he froze. "Me? But I have nothing to wear." She smiled. "You have your voice. That's enough." The day of the audition arrived. The theater was massive, bright, and intimidating. Arvin's heart pounded as he walked onto the stage, clutching his old guitar. The judges looked at him curiously, a nervous boy with worn shoes and trembling hands. "What will you be singing today?" One judge asked. "Hotel California, sir," he said softly. As the first chord echoed, the crowd grew silent. Arvin's voice, raw, powerful, aching with emotion, filled the hall. It wasn't just a song, it was his life in melody. Each word carried the pain of losing his father, the hope for his mother's health, and the gratitude for Dua, the stranger who believed in him. By the time he reached the final verse, the entire audience was on their feet. One judge, tears streaming down her face, whispered, This is why we do this show." Then, smash, the golden buzzer lit up, showering the stage with golden confetti. Arvin froze, staring up as tears rolled down his cheeks. Dua, watching from backstage, cried too, not just because he had won, but because his faith had never died, even when life gave him every reason to give up. After the show, Arvin ran to her, threw his arms around her, and whispered, "You're my miracle, Dua." She smiled through tears. "No, Arvin, you're mine. You reminded me what love sounds like." In the weeks that followed, Arvin's story spread across continents. He was offered scholarships, record deals, and invitations to perform around the world. But his first stop wasn't fame, it was home. With his first earnings, he bought his mother the medicine she needed. Months later, at his first concert in Cape Town, the crowd waited eagerly. As the lights dimmed, he walked onto the stage, no longer the boy from the streets, but the man who turned pain into purpose. Sitting in the front row was Dua, smiling proudly. Before singing, Arvin spoke into the microphone. "People say songs can change the world. I believe that's true. But sometimes, it's the people who listen, who see us, believe in us, that make those songs possible. Dua, this is for you." He began to play Hotel California again, but this time, he added his own verse in Tagalog and English, a love letter to hope, to kindness, and to the girl who gave him wings. When the final note faded, the crowd roared. And somewhere between the lights and the applause, Arvin and Dua shared a look, not of fame or success but of love born from compassion. Because sometimes, destiny doesn't shout. It sings, softly, in the rain, when two hearts choose to listen.